This week on The Grind, we wrap up our water hunt, then head to the corn for big flocks of mallards.
I yearn for a place to call my own. I'm going home. Say what you will, I'll be better for it still. I've been wondering what you're doing with your time, just to get you off my mind. I'm in the grind.
The Grind Waterfowl TV is brought to you by Dakota Decoy, premium gunning decoys for demanding hunters. Lucky Duck, masters of deception. Kent Cartridge, quality matters and performance counts. Mud Buddy, the king of mud motors. Excel, the boat to own. Cornerstone Gundog Academy, the most accessible online retriever training program. Yoder Smokers, handcrafted in the heartland. Sitka Gear, turning clothing into gear. Rig 'em Right Waterfowl, the industry leader in specialty waterfowl products. OnX Hunt, know where you stand. Benelli, simply perfect. And these fine sponsors. This segment is brought to you by Kent Cartridge.
That particular day on that lake fell back to my standard duck goose decoy setup. Ducks love goose floaters. So what we'll always do is we'll run our goose floaters to the very upwind side of us. So basically the bottom of the decoys are about where we're sitting, and then we'll run a line of ducks down the river or lake out in front of us. And those ducks will slide in all the time. They slide right past the ducks and sit right at the bottom end of the goose decoys. We'll actually also sometimes put our lucky ducks right in the floating goose decoys because we know that's where they're trying to get anyway. Kind of takes their eyes off us, they target on those geese, and it makes for some really good shooting. Cut the two, guys.
Good shot, Bill.
Hank! We each shot the proper duck.
That's the first.
See, those didn't center up too bad.
Hank did his good job, best he could. This was probably Hank's first real water hunt with snow and ice. I felt bad for him. He looked pretty miserable, but man, he went hard for him. Tough shooting. If you get in those conditions, if you've got a chance to give him a shot on the water, after you've dropped him, do it. It'll just make the retrieving a lot easier.
He's doing great.
He's gonna be cold now. Crazy how they called for just a skiff of snow, and I don't know, what did we get, 3 or 4 or 5 inches?
Yeah. Went to bed last night with a little snow and woke up with a lot on the ground. It kept going all morning.
Hunted in a blizzard this morning. Now it stopped and it got really windy. One coming. Right in front.
Oh yeah.
Get it, Tim. Get it. Good shot. Dead. Good shot. Hank.
That just hovered. The duck was just hovering 20 yards out from us. We had to take the shot. It was just right in our face. Knocked it dead. On to the next one.
Tim had backup. He just didn't know it. I was ready and waiting.
You were. I saw you start twitching a little bit.
I was waiting for you.
Good. Good boy. Good boy. Hey, the federal government says we can shoot 2.
This segment is brought to you by Mud Buddy and Excel Boats.
Once the snow did let up, worst case scenario happened. The ducks all got up out of the field and all came at once. We don't know how many were in the field, thousands, but they were everywhere. And then they just scattered across the lake. Some probably went back to feed. It happens in the snow, they just keep going in the field, back to water, back and forth. Well, we're in northeast South Dakota. Came to Sean and Max's stomping grounds, and it's cold, nasty, and we're just slowly picking away at them. And they are fully plumaged birds, gorgeous birds. Tough, it's been tough for Hank. It's tough shooting in the wind, so they're getting out of here pretty quick in the wind, and Hank's made some huge retrieves today, some big long ones. He's a tough dog. I didn't know how he was going to be in the cold, but he's doing an excellent job.
Well, it's been a long, cold day. Started off with a blizzard this morning, and the wind picked up, and we've been chipping at birds all day long, and the ones that have been coming in, you know, are right in our face. So it's been a lot of fun, and we've just had, you know, singles and pairs, and a couple decent flocks. But you know, we're sitting the 2x4 blind here, and you stay pretty warm, and you're covered, you know, covered from the wind. Makes it pretty enjoyable. It's a great way to hunt when you're out here for that long. So we got a few more birds to go, and we'll finish off the day well. Where are they?
Get that one. Good shot, Tim. Hank!
How come you didn't shoot?
Oh, they're
too
way
far?
out. Yeah, the one was in there really good.
Gotcha.
That's the way they're supposed to do it. And we got Killer Kane back. He was a little off his element this morning. He's back.
I'm back! Boy, they came in nice, didn't they?
Yeah.
Just perfect. I like that fast steel. Like I was shooting bismuth the first, until just this last one. That fast steel is good.
You like the bite pattern better out of your gun?
It might, yeah. Well, that's a pretty duck right there.
But we hung in there, and the ducks we were out there till mid-afternoon. Ended up being a very successful hunt, and we were patient. We never had big wads of ducks in, but we had 2s and 3s come in, and they did it right. It's tough shooting in that wind. You'd get one good shot, really, and then they're off. If you start at 20 yards on your first shot, they're at about 50 yards your second shot. So it was tough shooting, but it was a great hunt.
Take them.
There.
Got him. Good shot. Bada bing.
Hey! I aimed.
Got him.
Bada bing.
Bada bing. First northeast South Dakota duck hunt. Been a cold, good one.
Cold but fun. That was a fun hunt,
Yeah,
right? I mean,
yeah.
chipped away at them, and
No sun. I mean, cloudy days are tough.
yeah,
The snow makes
that
up
wind
for
was
it.
howling.
I get goofy in the wind. Poor Hank's cold.
Dog has been remarkable.
He's tough.
What a fun day, huh?
Awesome.
First time up here for me. It's been a while for you.
Yeah. When we woke up this morning and all that snow.
Yeah.
Snow's good, can be good,
Yeah.
but it can screw things up too.
First week in November to be this cold.
It's gonna be
Snow.
an early winter.
Yeah.
Migration's goofy.
Guys up in North Dakota are done.
Yep.
It's pushing down here, and it's getting cold here now.
Yep, I'm loving it. These ducks are headed to the Missouri River.
The river's gonna get hot,
Yeah,
isn't it?
it is. You know what? I'm pretty pleased because you never know how tough a dog is.
Yep.
I've seen dogs get in cold water and like they won't go.
Yep, they don't like it.
That bugger, he's tough. He's cold, but he's tough. So we finish up on day one, and we hunted probably till mid-afternoon, and then it was a chore getting all the gear and guys back over to the boat ramp. We got loaded up, headed back to the hotel. Everyone's tired. I mean, we're up early. Just being out in the wind and cold takes something out of you. And that night it was supposed to get really cold, down into single digits. So as tired as we were, the boys went out scouting, looking for a field for us so we didn't have to deal with the water conditions in the morning.
So it looks like snows, ducks, maybe some darks, mostly ducks. A little bit of snow on the ground, good corn hide, just what we're looking for. It's hard to know when they're gonna feed tomorrow. It's gonna be clear and cold, They like to wait when it's clear and cold. So this might be one of those deals where we show up, have the spread set at sunrise and wait in the trucks till you see that first flock, and then go out and brave the cold a little bit.
They went maybe an hour north of where we were at and found us a massive feed with snows and mallards.
Hey guys, I'm Barton Ramsey and this is a Cornerstone Gun Dog Academy training tip. Today I want to talk about introducing your dog to the water. You want to make sure you do this when it's going to be a pleasant experience for your dog. This is much more important than the age of your dog. A lot of people ask what the appropriate age is. It doesn't matter if the water is not going to be a pleasant experience. So if you have a young dog in the wintertime, wait until the spring or summer to do water introduction. You want to have a dog who's very excited about retrieving so that you can use retrieving to get the dog in the water. If your dog hesitates to get in, don't worry, you may have to get in with the dog. Put on some boots or some waders or some swim trunks, wade in and encourage your dog to come out with you. Sometimes it takes a couple sessions or even a couple weeks to get a dog acclimated to water. Just continue to work at it, and no matter what, don't force your dog in the water by picking him up and putting him in or using a slip lead. Get them by encouragement to desire to get in on their own.
This segment is brought to you by Lucky Duck Premium Decoys.
So once we got rolling that next morning, we got up to the field, and two of Dakota Decoy staffers, Clint Hay and Tanner Stark, were going to join us for the hunt, and they were there waiting for us already.
Day 2, Northeast South Dakota. We had a really good hunt yesterday morning on the water, and now we're changing things up and moving out to the field. We got a cut cornfield here. It's cold. We slept in a little bit this morning. These birds will move a little later today. It should be an epic hunt.
This morning I'm pretty excited because we get to hunt with Tanner Stark, one of our staff guys, and Clint Hay. Clint's been with us forever, so this is the first time we got to hunt with him, so I'm pretty excited. And we opened Tanner's trailer up, and he's got the new lessers. So second time, we hunted with these in Canada, but this will be the first time in the States I've hunted with the lessers. It's our newest decoy. It looks basically like the Signature Series, just a mini version of it. So pretty excited. We got a mallard feed here. Here we are, we're Northeast South Dakota. Stubbling up the blinds. It's going to be a late morning, early afternoon hunt. We slept in a little bit. We're pretty excited.
I'll tell you one thing, the new Super Luckies, big advantage these guys have over our regular HDs is just the size of the wings. They give off such a big flash. And sometimes you can get away with less spinners because of that flash. It's just a bigger flash. You don't need as many. But the new Super Luckies they're nice decoys.
So we're just getting set up here, and I tell you what, I love Luckies. We use them on the water. I leave them run all the time. Guys turn them on and off. But where they're most effective is still in the cornfields. I'm going to put the call down, point my gun at the Luckies, and wait, because I'm sorry. Snow's in the air. And when we first set up, it was cold, and we had beautiful clear skies, sun shining. I mean, it was perfect conditions for a great field mallard hunt, but the ducks weren't moving yet.
When do you think the birds are going to fly today?
Hopefully when it warms up.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
How cold is it right now?
About 9 degrees.
Yeah.
Well, we finally got all set up. Now we're just waiting on ducks. We got a few geese that are starting to fly, so it's about 10:30 in the morning. Cornfield, cold, so it's a later start, but lots of birds last night, so it should be good.
Tim had to get back home, so we were hoping the ducks would fly before Tim had to leave. It didn't happen. So when Sean and I took Tim back to his truck, I decided to ride along. I was cold, I'm not gonna lie. It was cold laying out there all morning, so I decided to go warm up a little bit. And as we left, Sean had given Max strict instructions. If birds come in, do not shoot until we get back. And it was pretty funny because Sean and I just pulled up, and sure as heck you look out there and they had one nice wad of ducks. Do it just right. One big pintail with a big sprig went sliding by the boys, which you don't always get an opportunity to get. And I can't believe it, but they did not shoot. Had we been 5 minutes earlier, it was just a beautiful bunch.
This segment is brought to you by Dakota Decoy.
These are going to do it naughty.
Where are they, Clint?
Right out in front of us.
Okay.
This is
Oh,
gonna
there
be
they are.
naughty. Here we go, here we go, here we go. You got him, Bill?
Yep.
Kill him?
Should have.
Penny. Oh. Oh. This pass, I think, Bill.
Oh yeah.
This pass.
Yep.
We got new ducks. We got new ducks.
Yep. New ducks coming from high.
I think these ones, if they do it.
Yeah.
Hopefully this new flock will do it.
Look it on my end over here.
Oh yeah, yep.
Should we?
Do it, do it. Kill him. Kill him! Ooh, not good shooting, boys. Hank. Ugh. Yeah, we didn't shoot very good.
Hopefully the sun comes out a little bit more. These clouds are kind of killing us.
So that's 4. Is that all we dropped? I
so.
had one shot. I crumpled a drake up here on my first
I think
one.
that was it. I didn't
Okay.
hit. I didn't hit. Yeah.
Okay. Then I just kept pulling on hens. I pulled on one drake and it crumpled. I figured that was you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Look at how pretty those are. Field ducks are so pretty because they don't get wet.
Right. Right.
Beautiful. Good. Good boy. Yeah, so we're in northeast South Dakota, our second day in South Dakota. And it got really cold last night. I think it got down to 8 degrees. So we're doing a field mallard hunt. And we got out here, I think we were set up probably by about 8:30, 9 o'clock. And it was a waiting game. I think it's almost 1 o'clock now before they're starting to fly. But they're just now moving, and they are gorgeous. Nothing better than nice, dry field mallards. These are getting picked and going on the Yoder.
It's a pretty bird.
Pretty bird, yeah.
Bill, are you gonna call the shot or you want me to?
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Go for it, because that way they can hear you.
God, we need some sun, dude.
Oh, baby, turn. The clouds started rolling in, and it was pretty funny. You could see the cloud line. Once you lose sun, it's crucial everywhere. I always say sun equals mallards. It's really crucial in the fields. But the minute you lose the sun, you lose the ducks. Piles of ducks coming. On a bad line there, though.
Yeah, they're just following that same line, ain't they? That's what happens when you got no sun. Follow the leader.
Well, we're waiting the ducks out. They're starting to move a little bit. We sat out here all morning. We had beautiful sunshine. It was nice and warm. The ducks started moving. We had one little go with a little batch of sun. Now the sun's gone. So, say it all the time, sun and mallards go together. The luckies pop better, blinds the ducks a little bit better. When it's gray and dark, they see better just the way we do. So, we'll get some though, but we lost our sun.
Another flock of ducks up out front.
One Brahmin. Well, here they come. Get them, guys.
Kill 'em.
Hank.
A little better. We're still minus sun, but we just had a little 6-pack. Went by us and all of a sudden decided they wanted to eat. Bombed back.
While we had lost our sun and there certainly wasn't as many birds as the night before, a couple big flocks were all we needed to make the wait worthwhile.
Kill 'em.
Better? We don't need sun. Whoever says they want sun and ducks.
Good, good. Here, Hank. We've all been kind of down in the dumps because we lost our sun, and like I always say, mallards and sun go together, but Everyone's cold. And we just had another nice bunch come in. That's a pretty duck. Look at that thing. We had one pretty good bunch come into us that afternoon. We had a little bit of sun, partial sun when it hit, they hit. Then when it got cloudy, you could just see it. They'd come and look at us, and that was it. They were gone. They were going somewhere else. So I always say it, sun equals mallards, and that day proved it.
It's been a really goofy day today. We had good sun all morning and no birds moving. We kind of figured that because it was really cold. They started moving probably about 1:30 maybe, and we had one good go that came in really good, and then all of a sudden we lost our sun. So we stuck it out all afternoon. It's kind of funny because we got some sun out right now, and I guarantee you if we see a flock of ducks, we're gonna lose our sun. Just not our day. But we did pretty good. Field mallards are cool for me because I'm usually on the water, but these birds are beautiful, fully plumaged, awesome.
That day in the field, it could have been spectacular had we kept the sun. We did scratch out quite a few ducks. The boys called me out once, a couple of honkers came in. I popped out of the blind, I got my first goose and missed my second goose, but it was a fun hunt. We'll be back up there. Sean's not gonna have to beg so hard this next year when he wants us to come up.
Next week on The Grind, we head to Bill's stomping grounds for 3 days of unbeatable mallard hunting.